Boar control, huh? I've heard of this fellow. Definitely don't keep the fungal. I think I might keep the walk, though. And because I'm keeping the walk, I think I'll keep the chain gang. Not sure what he's likely to be playing, but it seems like pretty much all the hunters are death rattle lists. Tracking. So I guess that tells me he's not like an aggro hunter or something. So I'm sticking to probably just a death rattle list. Looks like I have a pretty slow opener, but maybe that's okay with the power of the walk. Leok. That had to be a mistake. The Animal Companion is interesting though. The Death Rattle lists don't play that, so maybe just Spell Hunter. Tracking number 2. Well, my turn's not nearly as complicated as his was, so I'm just gonna chain gang pass. It's actually a pretty good bow. Means I can't kill the Leok. I can kill the Leok if I run Ziliax into it and this is not Freezing Trap. But I think I'm just gonna go Coppertail pass. Unless it's Snipe, then I'll hit him in the face. I think this is just fine. He gets another good Eaglehorn bow hit here, but then he breaks the bow before the secret goes off, and I can try to get this trade into the Leok. And if it does happen to be freezing, then I guess I just play my guy again. It's not that big of a deal. Alright. Drew up to 9. Pretty good place to land. Let's see if I can do this. Doesn't look like it. Oh, Venom Strike. That's fine. Do I want to Ziliax into that? Not bad, I guess. Don't get to play my Keleseth if I Ziliax here. Good Storm, but that seems bad. Go to Hex, but I don't know. That doesn't really seem great either. Let's just drop Ziliax. This little trade right here is not great for me, but it protects my Coppertail Imposter, and then maybe I Storm or something. Or maybe 2 turns from now I just kill it with Hagatha. I should probably look up this list, because I don't really know what's in it. Do I want to just go for the Storm here? I have Hagatha for a Spellstone turn, but I guess I just have Hagatha for next turn, right? Looks like a lot of these decks play 4 weapons, so I probably don't really want to ooze here if I can avoid it. Let's just go Keleseth Hero Power and we'll play Hagatha next turn. I just sniped my Keleseth. I guess Snipe was always a possibility since he drew, I think, 4 cards off Subject 9. I do need to keep in mind that he's probably playing some wacky secrets. Explosive, Wandering, Freezing, Venom Strike, Snipe. That might be it, actually. You don't really have to play Rat Trap or Misdirection there. Houndmaster Shaw doesn't die to Hagatha. Do I Volcano this turn? If I Volcano here, I can't play Hagatha next turn either. Could also Hex plus Lightning Storm. Or just Hex Chain Gang is not that bad. Let's go Volcano Ooze. clear his board and his weapon. This does mean I can't Hagatha next turn, but I have Storm and Chain Gang if he does anything too scary. I think it'll be fine. He was holding back on a Spellstone, I see. Well, let's try to high roll on a couple of these. That really sucks. Freezing pretty often, I assume. No freeze. Shouldn't be a second snipe either, right? Alright. So the Storm kind of sucked, but I don't think he plays that many minions in his deck, so killing a single wolf with it isn't like the worst possible use for it. And I am overloaded here, but if I'm playing Hagatha next turn, I didn't really have a way to spend the 2 mana anyway. And it looks like I am playing Hagatha. I can use Shudderwock to kill that weapon if I want. I played 2 Chain Gangs, so I get a lot out of the Shudderwock. I mean, not this turn, after the Hagatha. It's gonna really suck if this goes super late, and I get the 26 power Shudderwock, and then he's playing Misdirection and I die. But I don't think Misdirection makes the cut, even when you need that many different secrets. So do I just play the walk here? 2 Chain Gangs, 1 Coppertail, Hagatha, so I'm gonna hurt my Shudderwocks. Eliseth, Ooze. I don't think it's worth it quite yet. We'll go for Tar Creeper and... okay. Feral Spirits. If I go for the Feral Spirit, I can't Shudderwock next turn. But I think that's fine. Gives me 2 things to Fungalmancer next turn, hopefully. And if he goes for another Spellstone, that means I can't Hagatha it. But I do have a Storm, I have a Hex. I have things in play. I think it's fine.
This beast will not be tamed.
What are you looking for with Stitch Tracker in that deck, other than Subject 9? You played Shaw already.
This beast will not be tamed.
Oh, Stitch Tracker into Stitch Tracker.
This beast will
The infinite value train, I respect it. And then maybe the other minions like a Dire Mole or a Secret Keeper or something. This list plays Wild Pyromancer and Mossy Horror. You guys playing Professor Putricide. I doubt there's a Professor Putricide in that deck. So I can Storm here, but again it locks out my Shudderwock, which I don't love. I can just take some onboard trades, I think. Buff these guys up. If I buff them, they still die to Eaglehorn Bow. But I'm happy to see him break his bow. I guess there's a good chance one of these is freezing. Let's just see what happens when I do this. No freezing. Had I already checked for that? I guess he hasn't played a secret in a while. I guess I can just fungal here. There's no real need to buff the Tar Creeper. And then he can only Eaglehorn Bow into one of these wolves. So the other one will be protected from like a candle shot or something. I'm playing this pretty slow, but I just think I can. Looks like this is probably Explosive Wandering. But yeah, I'll just wait until I draw both of my Omega Defenders and my Corpse Taker. I don't care. If I wait too long though, well I guess I need the Corpse Taker either way. But if I wait too long, I'll draw Alec here and won't have Windfury. Kind of annoying, but whatever. Was that off the Stitch Tracker? Yeah. Okay, so as far as minions in his deck, he should just have a Stitch Tracker and an MC Tack. Wow, he's like running out of cards. He might concede before I get my giant Shudderwock. So I just have to play the Shudderwock here? But I drew the Omega Defender. That makes it so much juicier. I think I should probably just be responsible and play Shudderwock this turn, though. He gets the Hagatha Battle Cry.
My jaws that bite, my jaws that bite, my jaws that
God, I hate being responsible. I'll give it Windfury regardless. So this is probably Explosive Wandering. Running into Explosive could actually be kind of bad if he has Deathstalker Rexar, which I'm sure is in the deck. But I mean, that's kind of bad regardless, isn't it? This should die, right? Alright. That could have even been a liability for him at this point. Does Explosive not trigger there, or is it not explosive?
Engaging TC-130 until
Oh, he stole the big one.
To my side.
I believe I still have lethal here. Oh right, Candle Shot makes sense. So, let's see. I know it's not Wandering Monster. I can Hex, Storm, Windfury. That's only 18, and I don't have mana to bolt along with all that stuff.
A path dimly lit.
What if I like Hex the Shudderwock and then Storm, Bolt the Misha? I only have 2 mana left over. Let's just trade and play some taunts, I guess.
Winter is here.
ready to glow.
I think this is fine. Oh, right, Rat Trap made a lot of sense there. The Rat Trap actually does let him kill this. Maybe I shouldn't have bolted the MC tech. Wasn't thinking about that secret. Although, what else could it have even been at that point? Maybe I can just run him out of stuff, though. Interesting that he's going there. Maybe a Deadly Shot. Hunter's Mark Rexar. No, he would have Rexar'd the Divine Shield. Well, I can Earthshock this guy to a 2/6, but that doesn't seem good.
Glowing?
So I assume that's explosive. I guess I'll just trade. Or it's Wandering, in which case I would also rather just trade. What does Mossy Horror do at this point? Probably like nothing, right? I'll just play it as a 6 mana 4/9. And I don't really want to freeze it, that seems dumb.
Almost out of cards.
Oh, he still had a Spellstone. Hate to see that card at the bottom in your Spellstone deck. I know this isn't a freezing, because I attacked last turn. So I can just Windfury, kill his guys. Am I being too defensive? I feel like I have enough health that being defensive makes sense. So let's play this guy. Crushing Hand.
Feel the power.
Crushing Hand is good for upgrading this Spellstone, I guess.
I'm out of cards.
So I'm showing 17, 18 with Fatigue. That's probably a Wandering Monster, so 15, I guess. There's the Rexar. Gets to Candle Shot my Windfury guy. What? That must be explosive if he didn't swing at the Candle Shot there. He's only played one Wandering Monster. There's no way that deck only plays a single Wandering Monster. If I really don't trust this secret, I can just play Unstable Evolution here, I guess. Like, why would you not hit with your weapon there, though? That just doesn't make sense, right? Is this the ultimate bluff to bait out my Unstable Evolution? This board control guy's a genius.
Awaken my children.
Okay, it was explosive. I don't know, I kind of like having a taunt. Maybe I'll just play this thing and evolve it, although it is a 4/3. Well, that's bad. He has an exploding bloat bat here, it could be kind of bad for me. If it has poisonous. Although I guess he needs to be able to kill it too, because I also have an Earth Shock. I don't have armor for this guy, so let's see, I have 6, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Man, that was a long one.
Versus Gul'dan.
Your soul shall be mine for Doomhammer.
I'm gonna keep Shudderwock. It's pretty bad against Zoo, but I have the Keleseth, I have a lot of mid to early game stuff I can draw. And the Shudderwock is super good if he's even or control, which it looks like he's not even. And I haven't seen too much control today. So if he's Zoo, the Shudderwock keep kinda sucks. And that's a Zoo deck. But it's not a very good turn 1. Coin doubling up. Wow, that's disgusting. Okay, maybe it was a really good turn 1. This Volcano I recently added should be good in this matchup. And it looks like my Corpse Taker is probably pretty good this turn as well.
In the light's name.
4/4 Corpse Taker. Pops the bubble with this, and then this just kills the 4/4. But if I play the 3/3, then he's just going to value trade here. But that's fine because I have Giggling Inventor, right? I think the 3/3 makes more sense.
Winter is here.
And I haven't taken damage, so there's no threat of this Lifesteal buffing his Light Warden out of control.
Someone called
Well, that certainly could have gone better for me, but the Giggling Inventor is still super good here. Or I can just Volcano if he does too much. But with a tap, it looks like it's a Giggle. Hopefully no Mossy Horror since he was able to buff this. Man, that Fungal Mancer card is good. This Lightning Storm card is pretty good as well, though. I didn't roll the totem first, but his guys all died to Lightning Storm even without spell damage, so it was fine.
It's playtime. It's playtime. Why do you call?
Well, I guess the Corpse Taker is really good into this board, right? Takes all 3 of his dudes to kill it. That's just a damn good Corpse Taker.
How long can this go on? How long can this go on?
Soulfire is good, but so is Doomguard. I guess I'll drop the Mossy Horror here. It does kill my 1/2 unfortunately, but it kills 2 of his 2/3s. And the 3/8 itself is actually quite good here. And now I have access to a second Mossy Horror if I need it. Other than that though, my Shudderwock's not looking too impressive. I played a Giggling Inventor, which I guess the Mossy Horror is just going to kill the Annoyatrons. And I've played 2 Corpse Takers, but the second one doesn't really matter. And then just a Keleseth and a Firefly. Not the most impressive walk yet, but obviously I still have a lot of battle cries in the deck. Alright, what you got?
How long can this,
Good minion?
how long can this go on?
Good minion, but that wasn't from the Solarium, was it? A life drinker? 2 life drinkers, okay. That's a lot of his burst, actually. Love to see that. This guy's only a 3/7 here, but 3/7, 13/7, same thing into these zoo boards. Plus, get the stats pumped into the Shudderwock. I played 2 really relevant battle cries that turn for the walk. No chain gangs still, but this guy's gonna be, what, 16 with Windfury, as long as I don't draw Alakir this turn, and Stealth. You could say this is going to be a big stealthy Shudderwock.
Someone called
Okay, he's at 22 now instead of 20. My Shudderwock only does 32. I think I'll be safe. Cool. The Mossy and the Giggling went off in the right order. I know I've seen at least 1 chain gang, but I think that's 2. So it looks like the Shudderwock just does what it needs to here. Be a Tar Creeper Zoo player.
In the light's name.
Nope. It's gonna be a big Light Warden though. Gonna go up to 5 attack when I double Lifesteal. Oh no, I only Lifesteal once because I was barely damaged. Unlucky. I played a good solid 50 games with this deck and was able to keep the win rate just above 50%. Unfortunately, I never got to live the dream with Shudderwock with the triple Windfury 27 attack Lifesteal Divine Shield guys, but I still had some pretty impressive Shudderwock turns. I ended up making a couple changes to the deck, but really nothing that I'm super happy with. I cut the Mossy Horror for a second Tar Creeper. Mossy is definitely fine, but sometimes you don't really want to be hitting it off your Shudderwock and blowing up your Annoyatrons. But sometimes it's a positive to hit off the Shudderwock, so not entirely sure how good Mossy is or isn't. But I wanted a little bit more early game stuff. I was only playing 3 3-drops, and like Electra you don't really want to play on 3, and some matchups you don't really want to play Gluttonous Ooze on 3. So let's just get a Tar Creeper in there. I also tried a Volcano in this slot at one point, but it just didn't really seem that useful. I thought it might be okay, because I often found that I was the control deck, just trying to wait things out and kill people with a Shudderwock. But I had the Volcano in for a few games, it didn't really do much, and I was like, hey, maybe a Tar Creeper just makes more sense. The only other change I made was cutting the Lightning Bolts for Zaps. I felt like my Lightning Bolts weren't going face very often, and Zap is just a little bit more efficient. I don't know if it's a better card, but I felt like it just fit into my turns a little bit better. Also, on turn 3, you can go Electra plus Zap to kill a Hench Clan Thug, and Hench Clan Thug was giving me a lot of headaches. As far as the core of the deck goes, I think playing a big tempo Shudderwock is actually pretty powerful. You definitely want Serenite Chain Gang in that deck. The Giggling Inventors, the Fungal Mancers, all that stuff's pretty good. Agatha Battlecry is sick sometimes. But some of these other 4-drops are a little bit sketchy. Omega Defender is just kinda not the most impressive card when you play it before turn 10. And even after turn 10, it's not like ridiculously powerful. But it's kinda decent, and definitely makes your Shudderwocks a lot more scary. So I think it's okay. The Coppertail Imposter, sometimes you don't even want to give your Shudderwock stealth, because you need the Corpse Taker stats on it with the Taunt and the Divine Shield to stay alive. But again, it's still kind of okay, not the greatest 4-drop on its own. Maybe you could cut back to like 1 Coppertail Imposter, and then in the matchups where you really need stealthy Shudderwocks, you can just try to draw your one of. I think that might be a pretty reasonable way to go. And then our last 4-drop is Corpse Taker, and the Corpse Taker is really strong sometimes, but damn, there are a lot of Blood Knights on ladder. Like, I don't even want to play Corpse Taker against Odd Rogue, just gets Blood Knighted every time. And even if it doesn't get Blood Knighted, it's a 4-drop that doesn't really contest Hench Clan Thug, which is kind of a bummer. But in a lot of matchups, Corpse Taker is like the best card in your deck sometimes. So overall, I would say the deck is very okay. Try to dodge the Blood Knights. Maybe you could cut back on a Coppertail Imposter. And honestly, maybe you could cut the Lich King. I think he's a bit expensive. Maybe you just want some more early game stuff. Although I don't really know what it would be. Maybe find another 3-drop that makes sense, but again, don't know what it would be. Or maybe like an Argent Squire so that your Corpse Takers still get Divine Shield if you've drawn Ziliax and Alakir. But anyway, overall, I think the deck was very okay and pretty playable. If you like the general playstyle of the deck but don't want to meme quite this hard, you could try to just play some good Shaman instead. I did mention this in the first video, but this is a list that Ike has been playing. Played it up to rank 1 legend, I believe. It's got the whole tempo Shudderwock thing going for it. Changang is the only 4-drop, but you've still got your Keleseths and your Fungal Mancers and your Giggling Inventors. But now you've also got some Evolve garbage in here. Shudderwock does trigger the Thrall Deathseer Battlecry. Corridor Creepers, which do powerful stuff. Kalamos is also in here. So in a lot of ways, this is probably just a, I don't know, maybe a better version of what I was playing, but less 27 power Shudderwocks.